me from the hay. It's just another war.
Stop 23 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the greatest spectacle in all of motorsports. It's the running of the Brickyard 400, the 23rd stop on the season. Here at this famed 2.5 mile rectangle shaped oval. And we're gonna see some great racing here today on this beautiful racetrack. I mean, holds a lot of history, let's put it that way, and yeah. So, with that said, let's get to the starting line for today's running of this event. On the pole at 197 miles an hour, it is the Pocono winner, second Pocono winner, I should say, Kyle Matthews, the number 42 Mellow Yellow Pontiac, and he will drive this car next season for season 16 of this series. Alongside of him will be the number 18 Interstate Batteries Chevrolet of Jeremy Jones. He's alongside the winner at the race at Las Vegas. Row 2, it's Dover winner Zach Rogers, the number 3 GM Goodwrench Chevrolet, and beside him the number 45 Sprint PCS Chevrolet, it's Zachary Fitzwater. He's alongside. Row 3 has William Bedford, the number 00 Aquafresh Pontiac, the winner at Atlanta this season, and the winner in the race alongside of him, the Michael Holligan Chevrolet, it's Luis Hernandez. He's alongside. Joshua Collard, a two-time winner this season, and the number 43 STP Pontiac, winner at Riverside and at California this season. And alongside of him in the Alltel Dodge, it's JT Bryant, winner at 2 of the plate races this season at Talladega and the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. Row number 4 has I think. No, row 5 has Kev Shearer, the number 32 Tide Pontiac, and beside him Austin LaPlante, the number 5 Kellogg's Cornflakes Chevrolet. Then it's Johnny Gardner, number 28 Texaco Haviland Ford, and beside him the 26 Cheerios Ford of Stephanie Gardner. Joseph Romero in the number 29 GM Goodwrench Chevrolet has the inside of the next row, and beside him the number 44 Hot Wheels Pontiac rather, fail, of Noah Cars. He's alongside. Levi McIntyre, the XI Barriers Ford car number 99 for Rockin' Wrestling Racing, has the inside, and beside him number 30 Pennzoil Pontiac of Ryan George. He's alongside. Then it's Corey Williams, the winner at New Hampshire this season, number 31 Lowe Chevrolet, and beside him, number 19 Dodge Dodge of Coca-Cola 600 winner John Arndt. Here comes the command to fire the engines here at Indy.
Drivers, start your engines.
Man's giving the fire the engines. We get set for racing here on this 2.5 mile rectangle shaped oval at Indianapolis. Next row down from Corey Williams has the number 88 Ford Quality Care Service Ford Credit Ford Taurus of Michael Turner, and beside him is Seth Cole, the number 30 Geico Chevrolet. So the field rounds through turns 3 and 4, or rounds through turn number 4. The pace car ducks off on the pit road. The field being led in the hands of Kyle Matthews, the number 42 Mellow Yellow Pontiac. Winner, trying to go for a second win in a row in the Castrol GTX Cup Series this season. He sits number 5 in the points chase coming in. The green flag waves, and boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys and girls. Kyle Matthews jumping down in front. Zach Rogers now jumping in the second position. Bedford now up to third position. Fight battle for fourth going on between Joshua Collard and Jeremy Jones. They go down in the third turn now. On this version of the track here, turn 3 seems to be the trouble spot. So a lot of times they come through turn number 4 now. Rogers looks to the inside of the racetrack, nothing doing. Well, he might still have a look, and now William Bedford now goes inside of Rogers as Kyle Matthews leads the first lap of the race here. The first lap at 187.138 miles an hour. You got to look at the back of the pack there. Cooper Cyron and Jessica Shelton way back in the back. Kev Shear moving into 5th position. Johnny Gardner up to 6th position. 7th is Joseph Romero. 8th is Ryan George. 9th is 8th is Ryan George. 9th is Luis Hernandez. In 10th position, belonging to, well, battle for 10th between Jeremy Jones and Austin LaPlante. And Jones had it by about a half a car length. Here comes JT Bryant, the winner who last won the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. Michael Turner's up there. Dylan Poteet, the number 22 car. He's been on a streak. He's been moving up quite a bit in the points chase. So he at one time was as low as 40th in the points. Talk about the man in the 22 car, Dylan Poteet, the man who runs the Mountain Dew Racing Series in the Caterpillar Dodge. And he's currently 22nd in the points chase. He at one time was as low as 40th in the points. But now he's worked his way up through the field as he now goes underneath Jeremy Jones, and Jones has the horsepower now to try to pull ahead of Poteet, and he'll make the pass and throw the block on Dylan. Levi McIntyre up there in the 99 car, battling with Marty Johnson in the 16, the winner of the Daytona 500. And oh, problems! Problems on the backstretch. It's the number 4 of Chris Dodd who has spun. He and Zachary Fitzwater has crashed coming out of the second turn. That's going to cause caution number 1 to fly here on lap number 4. And I thought Charles Sanford, he almost got in the crash in the 24 car. He was the points leader coming in. And Kyle Matthews wins the race back to the start-finish line as the yellow flag flies on the 4th lap of the race here for car number 4, Chris Dodd. It was about the middle of the pack. Yeah, he and Corey Williams and James Richardson, 35 car. Yeah, and Dodd, he shoves, Williams goes off the wall. Chris Dodd squeezes between he and Corey. And then turns Zachary Fitzwater. He almost turned John Arnn around. And Charles Sanford almost got spun by the 10 of Joshua Osborne. And boy, what a save by Charles Sanford in the 24. And just about lost it. But the 4 and the 45 both got the worst end of the deal as they come out of the second turn. So no harm, no foul on the part of both Chris Dodd and Zachary Fitzwater. Chris Dodd coming back on the pit road, coming on the pit road for an unscheduled pit stop to fix, obviously to fix the damage on the number 4 car. There he is coming on the pit road. So Kyle Matthews, number 42 Meliella Pontiac, leads the field here. He won the last stop on the tour at the Pocono in the Farmers Insurance 400. So Pontiac has the top 3 spots right now. Kyle Matthews is the leader. 2nd is William Bedford. 3rd is Joshua Collard. 4th, Zach Rogers. 5th, Kev Shear. 6th, Ryan George. 7th, Johnny Gardner. 8th, Luis Hernandez. 9th is Joseph Romero. And 10th is Austin LaPlante. As the field comes down for the green flag. Kyle Matthews, he and Zach Rogers, I think, are the only two in the top 5 in the point chase. Is running up there in the field. As the green flag waves, we're back underway. William Bedford, coming into this race, is 18th in the standings. So Kyle Matthews stands in pretty good shape to pick up a lot of points, as is Zach Rogers in the 3 and Joshua Collard in the 43. And here comes Bedford to the inside of Matthews for the lead. As they come out of the second turn, Bedford and Matthews side by side. Here comes Zach Rogers inside of Joshua Collard. And they're going to bring Ryan George in the 30 with him. So Matthews up the high side now. And now we're getting to see some 2x2 racing here. And there comes Rogers to the inside of the 3 car. The 3 car, I think you remember last year, the 3 car you remember last season, won with Trevor Reinhardt behind the wheel. And Matthews now pulls back on the inside of Rogers for position. Matthews back to second position. Now can he get anywhere near William Bedford now? Backstretch here comes Collard, trying to go to the inside of Rogers. He'll take the spot away. So Zach Rogers moves from 2nd to 4th, maybe 5th now, as Ryan George goes inside for position. Question is, though, can Collard and Matthews stay in the draft and try to pull up on William Bedford? Three Pontiacs in the top 3 spots. Actually, you got 4 Pontiacs in the top 5. Actually, the only non-Pontiac brand is Zach Rogers' Chevy, running in 4th position. Pulling right back up now on Bedford as they come out in the 3rd turn now. That's Collard behind Matthews. Collard looks inside now for 2nd. Mind you that all that racing is well and good, though, side by side, but the penalty you pay, though, that does cause the leader to pull back ahead. And it looks to me like Collard once that wins, like I said, though, you want to stay hooked up to the draft. Down the backstretch, Matthews and Collard still hooked up. Now it's like, what are they going to do? What are they going to do as they go in the 3rd turn? Matthews goes inside now on Bedford for the lead. They're side by side, Matthews and Bedford. Collard trying to see who he wants to go with. Matthews is going to pull ahead of Bedford. Nope, Bedford's going to come back on the outside of the track. And here comes Zach Rogers inside. Rogers is going to try to shove Kyle Matthews to the lead, and he will. Rogers to 2nd. And that's going to leave Bedford and Collard hung out to dry. And that's going to put Dylan Poteet back up to the mix now. That's Poteet in the 22 car. Remember, he last talked about him. He was about in the middle of the pack. He's now up to 8th. Levi McIntyre up to the 9th position now in the 99 car. And that's another guy who's knocking on the door of the top 10 in the point stage chase. Talking about Levi McIntyre. There he was running 12th in the standings. He got up as far as 9th. And Jeremy Jones, who's also knocking on the door of the top 10. He's in the 18 car. He runs at 11th in the standings right now. And oh boy, they're 3 wide between Poteet, Romero, and Bryant. Joseph Romero, that is. And oh no, 3 wide again out 2. Oh my gosh. Slicing and dicing, and they will be down to 2 laps to go this time by here at Indy. Who's going to take the Brickyard 400 as they come down to the 3rd and 4th turns now? Take you through the field here. Stephanie Gardner, 26 car. There's Matt Dallio in the 6th. He and Charles Sanford battling back there. Sanford, a points leader coming in the 24 car. He right now sits 18th, 17th in the race now. And it's going to pick up a lot of points now on Jessica Shelton, who runs... Where is she at? And there she is in that special scheme for the Brickyard 400. She is 36th right now. The winner at Martinsville this season, Shelton. Gotta like that brick scheme on that number 9 car, but she is running 36th in the field, right there behind Zach Flickinger, another top 5 runner in the points chase. And they will be heading for the white flag this time by for Kyle Matthews, car 42. He will lead them down to the white flag. 1 lap remaining in the race. Ryan George is in 2nd position. He and William Bedford battling it out. Poteet up to the 4th position now. We're going to watch this battle right here. And cut back to the leader when we get to the start finish. We get near the start finish line. Collard trying to push Rogers as they go down the back stretch now. Here, Matthews still the same distance ahead of Bedford as they come down the back stretch. Collard and trying to hook up with Rogers, but I don't think they got anything to try to get past William Bedford for the 2nd position. As they come down through the 3rd and 4th turns now, number 42, the Meliel, a Pontiac. He won last race on the Tour. Pogo, big crash coming out turn number 4. But coming to start finish line, Kyle Matthews wins the Brickyard 400 for season 15, and a big pileup happening out of turn 4 on the final lap of the race. Luis Hernandez in the 25. Looks like he crashed. We saw Michael Turner in the 88 car. He crashed. As Kyle Matthews takes the checkered flag, a big pileup happens out of turn number 4. And Poteet! Poteet was running up in the top 5. He crashed. Yep, it was in this bunch that we was just looking at here a minute ago, too. Joseph Romero, he gives Marty Johnson a tap coming out of turn number 4. Romero goes back on the track, hits Poteet, then Johnson hits JT Bryant. And Poteet, oh my gosh, he gets nailed both by Michael Turner and by Luis Hernandez. Dallas McIntosh was in the crash. Oh my goodness. And there's where Hernandez, he gets turned by, you saw him get turned by Corey Williams. And several cars had to play heads-up driving on this one. I mean, that was amazing. Seth Cole was in the crash too in the 13 car, but he still, no, he wasn't in the crash. My bad. And Seth came across the line in the 34th position, but let's check and see what happened. Though several cars got through for some good finishes here today, but helicopter view on what happened though, right here up near the front. Real-time copter cam. On board Dylan Poteet's car. Let's ride along on the crash. guarantee, watches all those points he was about to ready to gain go right out the window. Dallas McIntosh had a bad view of this whole thing. Let's ride along with him. That's the worst thing you can have happen to you right there. You get pinned right there. You get pinned up to the end of the pit wall, and that's not the most pleasant feeling in the world. But and anyway, for whatever reason, anyway though, while that was happening, Kyle Matthews is your winner today at the Brickyard 400, his second win in a row. Much like we saw Charles Sanford do at Sonoma and at Kentucky this season. Average speed 139.785. William Bedford comes home second. Third, Zach Rogers. That's going to help Matthews and Rogers both in the points chase. Joshua Collar comes home fourth. He was top 10 in points coming in. Levi McIntyre ends up fifth. Sixth position, Ryan George. Jeremy Jones seventh. Johnny Gardner eighth. Where did Charles Sanford come from? He ends up ninth in the field. And he was back in the back all race long. And so Sanford came in this race as the points leader, and that's going to help him a bunch, points-wise. 10th was Dalton Day. 11th, Quentin Moore. 12th was Dylan Young. 13th, James Richardson. 14th, Stephanie Gardner. Noah Carr's 15th. 16th was Kev Shearer. 17th, Jesse Turner, matching his car number. 18th, Levi Shones. 19th, Ryan Madden. 20th, Cooper Cyron. 21st, Matt Dalio. 22nd, Austin LaPlante. 23rd, John Arndt. 24th, William Brock. Trent Dunham, 25th. 26th, JT Bryant. Jessica Shelton, 27th. Then 28th, Zach Flickinger. So that's going to hurt them both in a points chase. Jessica Shelton came in second, and Flickinger came in third in the points chase. 29th position was Zach Austin. Joshua Osborne, 30th. 31st, Marty Johnson. Nicholas Romero. Joseph Romero, 33rd. Romero was one of the ones that started the crash. Joseph Romero, that is. Seth Cole, 34th. 35th was Zachary Fitzwater, Corey Williams, Chris Dodd, Luis Hernandez, Dylan Poteet, who was fourth. It was running in the top 10 when the crash happened. Ends up 30. He looked like he was going to pick up all those points to move in the top 20. Instead, gets rolled snake eyes and ends up 39th in the field. Field hate that really for Poteet in that case. 40th was Michael Turner, and Dallas McIntosh ends up last in the field. So amazingly enough, amazingly enough, there wasn't a DNF on Dallas McIntosh's part, despite the fact he got into a bad situation. But anyway, our congratulations once again to Kyle Matthews, to number 42, Meliel Aponic, his second win in a row. He won the Farmers Insurance 400 at Pocono, and then he ends up the big winner at the Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis, Indiana. The points, as always, will be distributed at the end of this video. As we head to Watkins Glen, the next stop on the tour for the running of the Budweiser at the Glen, and I'm still not sure which course I'm going to be using, but here I'm still kind of leaning towards on trying the boot version of this track, but we'll see what happens. We'll see which one after I get the test. So with that said, though, this is James Qualls. This has been a production of the NNSCRA, celebrating 5 years of offline racing at its best.